So, when your franchise hits an all-time low like it did with the Marvels, and your main big Thanos-like bad guy is convicted of a misdemeanor assault in the 3rd degree and harassment in the 2nd degree, you need a good old hard reboot. Kevin Feige has all but said that in regards to Thunderbolts. So, does this latest MCU savior come through? Is it worth your time? Should you skip it altogether? Let's find out. So Thunderbolts is a film that takes characters and elements from the new Marvel Disney movies and TV shows and combines them with the usual sophomoric and painfully cringe Marvel humor it's been slowly ratcheting up over the years. This group of misfits is manipulated by Elaine Bennis in a convoluted and complex scenario where they go to an underground bunker to eliminate each other. They conveniently arrive at the bunker in an order that guarantees most will survive, except of course Taskmistress. Just gotta say, was I the only one that cheered when it got shot in the head? They find that this test subject has conveniently survived the Project Sentry experiment, then spend 1/3 of the movie getting out of the bunker. I really felt that them taking so much time to escape that underground bunker was a wasted opportunity in narrative development. And they escape, of course, using the power of friendship. Sentry goes all Sentry and flies off, then crashes and is captured by Elaine. She's getting impeached and needs a big win. So she gets Sentry to fight off the Thunderbolts in front of the press, which he does and defeats them easily. Then becomes this void monster and turns people into shadows. I mean, it's kind of cool. It does work. Well, Yelena goes into the void and the team ends up defeating it with, you guessed it, the power of friendship. So that's it. That's the movie. First, what worked? I felt that the director, Jake Schreier, really cared about the movie. That showed with some of the heartfelt scenes and dialogue between Yelena and Alexei. Next, we got some great Bucky action throughout. The problem with showcasing him is that it highlights why he's the better leader over Yelena. I take it that Marvel didn't want to piss off Bucky fans by shaming him, as they've done with Hawkeye, Loki, Ant-Man, and others. Finally, I felt that they leaned into the depression aspect, and it worked for a standalone movie that was unrelated to superheroes and wasn't part of a connected universe. I mean, there's nothing cohesive about this and the new universe that Marvel's creating. A better use of the dark and disturbed hero trope was Watchmen, which you should watch immediately. And maybe instead of this one. Okay, now for the problems. The humor was cringe and ever-present, even ruining all the post-credits scenes. It was forced and mostly served to shame some of the male characters, like US Agent, who is mostly there just to be a dumb jock punching bag. That leads me to the underutilization and vandalization of US Agent. John Walker wasn't a particularly great character, but he was an honorable soldier with some great qualities such as patience, a moral compass, and strong leadership abilities. He's basically an asshole that craps on people and is put in his place constantly. There's a way to show growth and development, and this isn't it. Next, the film is depressing. Not dark, not gritty, depressing. The color palette is muted, the costumes are all black and subdued. Don't even get me started on the costume they made Yelena wear. It makes her look like a little boy. What happened to sexy women looking sexy in films? It seems to be a thing these days that women can't display their physical assets. Just compare her to Black Widow a decade ago. Lastly is the ending. I mean, I'm all for the non-conventional endings like Guardians of the Galaxy's dance-off, which is, by the way, not the way they resolved the issue. It was just a diversion. In Thunderbolts, they win by the power of friendship. And although it was quite an emotional way to end a story and quite touching, it seemed out of place in a hero film, especially since Captain African American did the same thing in the last Marvel movie. So I think it's a mid-film with some great scenes and some absolutely embarrassing and insulting moments to the audience. I was gonna rate it lower, but damn, Bob was off the hook in this film, so I'm giving it 2.5 reels out of 5. IMDb gives it a 7.7, and I think it's a bit generous. It made 162 million in its opening weekend, which is kind of horrible for Marvel since Brave New World made 180 million in the Valentine's Day weekend, and it's predicted to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm predicting about 350 million in total, which means this is the latest Marvel movie to lose big time. Well, don't rush to the theater, but if you're a fan of any of the characters and you've watched the Disney Plus shows and maybe you're a bit of a masochist, have at it. So let me know if you're going to watch it or if you liked it. I think there's a bit of a division on this one. Some people are loving it, some people are hating it. So let me know where you stand. And as always, keep watching movies.